Okay, still not right, but never mind. Okay, this is, if I remember right, yeah, it's a Barry King one, and I prefer like these filigree type ones. It's hollow ground. You know all how much I love the hollow ground with the knives. Great for slicing. You can also use just a straight one like this, which most people use. I don't get on with it very well, but a lot of people swear by it, and a lot of people use it a lot better than I can. I also use one like this, which is very similar, but a much more severe angle, and it's a lot thicker obviously, which gives me a wider line. Okay, the one I love the most is my Barry King, but all of these need to be stropped quite often. I do use that one sometimes. It's great for the straight lines. Obviously these are not going to need much, because obviously I'll keep them sharp. Now you don't have to have leather to do this. You can do it just on a bit of cardboard with a bit of rouge on. Obviously I have lots of leather. So you could, you know, all the time to be able to do all this stuff. What I'm also going to start doing, I think guys, is with my knives and stuff, as a little additional extra, because I always have a lot of stuff over, and I've got a lot of these little oak boards. I might start putting in, as a free of charge thing with mine, my knives, is what I use a lot when I'm out in the field, is a little packable strop. Very small, about this size. It's just ideal. About like that, a bit shorter, but probably an inch. Probably about that size wide, and a little bit shorter than this, probably about there, probably about 10 centimetres, or yeah, probably about 4.5 inches. And I've found that just enough, just for a little quick touch up, absolutely ideal. And I might start, I'm going to make up a big batch of them, and I'm going to start adding that as a little additional extra to my knives. So when you get one of my knives, you'll also get a little mini strap for your charge with it, just to help you along the way, just to keep the knife going. Okay, so I thought I'd get that out there and all. I've also got some great projects underway. I've got a real advanced Kydex one to do, Kydex and leather combined, which I'm really looking forward to. I've got some great stuff coming up. Anyway, okay. Oh, I've closed my order books for the leather for now, guys. Unless you know, you're more than willing to contact me about it or get an order in, but it won't be this side of Christmas, definitely not. But you can get it on the books. But if you want anything, obviously now before Christmas and that, you got no hope. Okay, so that's the tools I'll be using for. Oh, where did I put them? I normally have them here, but I change things around a little bit. I use, now there's a few things for drawing. Oh, I've roughed out a pattern here for him. I've just drawn this on. This is my oak leaves onto a bit of tracing paper. This is the design I'm going to put on for him. Okay. And there's a few things you can use for drawing this on with. Anything with a little ball end on, or an end like that. You could use a pen that's run out of ink. There's a few things you can use, little styluses, you know, and this is all comes down to personal preference of what you found works best for you. I tend to favour these. Please don't ask me where I picked these up from, because I haven't got a clue. I've had them a long time. They're like little styluses. and they got different little ends on, obviously different little thicknesses. But if you go to a Tandy or an Identity store or somewhere like that, I don't think they sell these types, but you can get stuff for drawing your lines into leather. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to dampen the leather, the little sponge. I hope you get a chance to watch this, Brian. I hope you're alright, mate. I am thinking of you, bud. Now, a lot of books and what a lot of them will suggest is that you wait for this just to completely return back to its natural colour. Excuse me, that's great. That's fine. I've always let it go just a little bit before then. So it's not like it's completely returned, but it's still a little bit damp. What we'll do then is we'll transfer the pattern in a bit. I might have to turn you off, bring you back. It's cold today, obviously it's going to take a little bit longer. I suppose I could speed up the process a slight bit, but I wouldn't advise it. This is for the sake of this video, and because I'm used to doing it and I roughly know what I'm doing. But when you're doing this, just let it return, guys, itself. Okay, done. Now I can just tell by feel what I want because I've done a lot of it. Okay, perfect. What we want to be doing then is roughly, I'm going to transfer this pattern. Now you can either cut this out like this, like I've done, or you can put a bigger bit and overlap it. It's all up to you really. Now there's a lot of different ways to doing this. You can just put a weight on. Sometimes I use my little brass, you know, because you do occasionally want to be lifting it up and checking, especially when you're just starting it. I definitely advise that, just to make sure you're doing stuff okay and stuff like that. So I wouldn't do it probably like me all the way down, just maybe keep a weight on here so then you can keep, you know, lifting the pattern up and keep checking where you've been. Once you've done it a bit, you'll probably see that you'll be able to tell what lines you've gone over, and because of me, my OCD, I'm quite methodical in the way I work it. Obviously I'm not going to bring you through me tracing the whole of this. I'm just going to leave it probably there for now, just so that I can just have a rough look. But you can also, like, just, you know, peel that up gently if the sellotape doesn't part like that, and, you know, lift it then like that. Are you with me? You know, you only want it to be on roughly, like, you know, you don't want to be trying to weld it down to the, you know, if you just fold a little bit up and then maybe fold the corner over so that you can just get your finger under, just so that you can then grab the tape again and just lift it up, you see. You could do that with all tabs actually, I suppose. See, I'm used to just putting it on and drawing it, but I have to think about, you know, people who have not done this before, trying to make it as easy as possible for you lot, I suppose, you know, because I don't want to say to you, oh, just draw it down like I do, and then hopefully everything's okay when you lift it off at the end. You know, that'd be wrong of me to do that. Okay, obviously when I come to tool this, I'll go onto a much bigger piece of slate. So, you know, okay, so we're away now. I'll choose what I want now. What I'll try and do is do a little bit and then I'll lift it up and I'll show you. I need to shift stuff out of my way now. Probably won't be needing that for a bit. Get in there. Okay guys, Right. Okay, because I'll be doing a lot of swishing as well probably. Right, we're away. I'll pick which one I want. I think we'll go with that one today. I'll see how this one pans out first, then I might change to a thicker ended one. See if I can get you in a bit more. Start at the top and I'll work my way down. Now where these little A's are is where the acorns are going to be. Here you can see them, but I've just roughly drawn the shape of an acorn rather than all of it. See? You know, just dotted a quick daft little line of where I roughly want the acorns to be. So we'll start, okay? Bearing in mind I don't really want to go over this line, but if you do, it's not a major crime, or it's okay. Don't worry about it. You can fill this edge in with something else, or you know, just take your time, okay? Because don't forget, this is only a rough. This is just so that when you can obviously see what you're doing when you come to carve this in with your swivel knife. Okay. Sometimes I might even, well, you just keep to the pattern, but sometimes I'll change the pattern as I'm going along. You know, I might like draw it in with this a little bit different. You with me? But if you're not the best, say, at drawing, you know, just draw the pattern, like what's on there. I mean, there is patterns you can buy of this type of stuff. No doubt there's probably stuff on the internet that you can pick up from, like leaves or roses or okay. Because don't forget, I've just drawn this on, so you know I might like thin stuff out and stuff, but what I'd advise you lot to do is just stick to your pattern. Sorry about the noise in the background, guys. Just going to draw a rough outline where I want that acorn to be. Doesn't sound very good at all. Oh dear, I hate that sound. See, I've deviated. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. See, I've deviated from the pattern there slightly because I wanted that leaf to have a bit more better impression, better shape. Sorry. But obviously, if you print something off and then draw it on, or whatever you do to get what pattern you want, then you know, I'd suggest just stick to your pattern. But if you can draw and you enjoy that, then, or even if you can't draw, you know, get something that you like, what you like drawing sort of thing, you know, it doesn't really matter, and just have a go. You just might surprise yourself. Okay, let's finish this big one off and maybe we'll take a little look. But I'm a bit what's-name about doing it, because sometimes when you lift it, you can move the pattern like off. Okay, we'll have a little look in a minute. Okay, just a small little acorn, just so I roughly know where I want that to be, because I shall stamp that one in. Sometimes I'll draw them in. Oh. But if you have got the stamp, you better just to utilise it. Okay, right, I'm just going to gently lift this up, just so you can get a... I bet you've been out of frame half the time, I'm sorry. Just so you can see what's happening. You see it? Okay. Get that fag out the way. And I'll try to keep that stuff out. I know it shouldn't matter, but... Okay, now, I was looking at something just, and... Right. There, that was it. Okay, we'll continue with this one. What I'll do, guys, I'm going to switch you off for now, because obviously, well, I hope you get the gist of what I'm doing. And I'll bring you back when I've put it in, and then you can have a proper look. Okay? Hi guys. Right. This is where we're at. I started to do it, thankfully I've remembered, so you're going to see the same as I've done with the other stuff. I just forgot. Right, all I've done is I've come in with the stamp for the acorn, and I've got to dampen this again in a minute. I'll probably get away with the acorn, and all I've done is I've carved in. You'll see me doing a bit of this carving anyway through this, so I've carved around the outside. And I've taken, oh God, you're going to get me now with all these names. Oh dear. It's a beveler. It's a smooth edge beveler. And all I've done, and you'll see me doing this a lot with a lot more checkered in here. And this was a number... Oh dear, here we go. Beveler 197. Right, and what I've done is you tap 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 round the edge. Right. And I've just beveled the edge in, and what it gives you is, I hope you can see that. See if I can find a bit more pronounced bit. See if I can get it to focus first. What it does is it makes the piece actually raise off the... I've brought that actual pattern up off, so it's 3D, so there is now a step from there to there. I hope you can see that. So I've just taken my edge beveler, gone all the way around, like this, and it's just brought that pattern up off the leather. Hope this makes sense. 2 seconds, I'm just going to add a bit more wood to the fire. Sorry guys. Oh, that was hot. because once I start tooling something, I very rarely leave it till the next day. What I might do is carve this out, which I'll show you some of the process in a minute. And I need to dampen it first. My chair's playing up again. Oh God, this chair's driving me potty, lads and ladies. It really is. I've got to get a new one. Oh, I don't know why it keeps doing it. Okay, yeah. What I might do today, because of time, and I've got to laminate some scales tonight, so we can get yours underway, Mr. Irish, and PLD can be done. And so anyway, so oh yeah, stamp. I left one on purpose because I'd realised what I'd done and not turned you on. Right, when I realised okay, let's see if I can get you in. Stop doing what I was doing, left one so you could see me doing it. Okay, now where did I want this one? It was here, wasn't it? I hope I'm in here now in frame. Was it there? There. Okay. Obviously with the stamps you want to give them a little bit more of a whack. I bet you didn't even get that in, did you? Anyway, you can see it there where I've just, where are we? There, where I've just popped that in, look. Okay, taking my mallet, which I favour for tooling. Fantastic. It's an Alstoneman brand. I think this is the pound one. I would have loved to have been able to have boiled all the different weights in these, but they're pretty expensive, to be honest. I think you're looking at about £80 for this one, or £90, and obviously the heavier they get, the more dearer they get. I was going to look into making my own. The Barry King ones are cheaper and better, but by the time we pay the import and wash name here in the UK from the States, it works out a lot dearer. So anyway, this does me for all my needs anyway. The bigger ones wouldn't be no good for tooling anyway. What I wanted them for was for my strap end punches and stuff like that. Sometimes for these bigger stamps you just have to wallop a bit more, but that's why I went with my Thor hammers. They do just a great job. But I do love these with the leather stack, to be honest. For tooling this is ideal weight for me. One just a little bit smaller would have been nice, just a slight bit smaller for the finer stuff, but you learn just to not go so hard, obviously. A bit like when you haven't got a motor, obviously there's less pressure, you know. Okay, so now we'll start to carve it in, and now you can watch me do a bit of carving. Now I'll be doing a lot of swishing here, so it's hard for me really to where am I going to start? I'm going to start here. So I'll do a little bit, and see, I really have to watch what I'm doing and all, guys. You know, because, you know, for bro, I want to get this nice for him. So anyway, here we go. Okay, like I say, keep this tool sharp, keep stropping it. Normally when you get these, if you buy a good one like this, if you buy a good one like this, you know, I've done quite a bit of carving with this, to be honest. You don't have to real sharpen them, you just have to constantly strop them and they're fine. It's not like you have to take this to the grinder all the time or anything like that, if you keep stropping it all the time. If you don't, then obviously at some point you're going to have to sharpen it, and you've got to get the right angle, the right degree for it, and that's where it gets a bit more complicated. It's not so bad for me with the knives, because, you know, but for somebody who doesn't and is just doing leather work, you know, what I would suggest is when you get a decent one like this, just strop it all the time. I don't know, carve for 5 minutes or so, just get into doing it religiously. These are a bit harder to strop, obviously, because they're at an angle, and these are just what I prefer to carve with this. I think it's classed as like a filigree, or a. I think it's you know, it's very slightly tapered rather than just a straight. Now you might try with one of these and you won't like it, you'll prefer the straight one, but this is where buying them and trying them comes in. Okay, obviously I can extend, if we go into the tool in a bit of detail, obviously with this one I can extend the finger rest on it, whereas with a lot of these they are what they are. With this one I can extend this up and shorten it down to how I want it to sit in my hand, which helps. But before I had this, I did an awful lot of tooling with just the swivel knife set at a specific distance that comes from the factory, you know, and I managed okay. Okay, here we go. Oh, that ain't gonna work, is it? I don't know, I'm gonna bring you in with this. Maybe if I... Ah, that might help, but I've still got to watch what I'm doing. Right. I've got to do it that way because I want it to feather out at the end. You need to be on the other side of me, really, because my hand's always going to be this way. Here it is. Okay, I'm going to switch you off, try and adjust you. Stay to your pattern or your drawing. As you're carving, within reason, if you think something looks better, you know, as long as you're not deviating massive amounts, just change it. It's going to need a bit more water again soon. Okay, we're nearly, I think, I can't see much more that I've okay, we're all carved in, Briar Kid, by the looks of it. Whoops, nearly. Nearly, I nearly forgot then. Nearly forgot that. Which is easily done. Little bit more. Okay, I'll just bring that one in. We'll bring him another one from there, like that maybe, and yeah, I'm happy with that. Maybe bring them two in. A couple more stalks. Like that, when it's going to flare off. Yeah, I think we're done, Bri. I think we're all carved in, mate. There's a couple of pieces here that I'm not bothered about. I'm going to tool out, I think. I don't see no reason for it there at the minute. Sure why I drew that in, but I think I was going to continue this stalk round it'll be upside down here, but you see, I could do, I suppose, I could bring that round like that and then that like that. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Okay, right guys, I'm going to turn you off and then I'll bring you back when I've repositioned you. Okay guys, right, it's where the fun starts. I've wet it and as you can see it's starting to come back now. See well I've walloped them in. Okay, well all I've done here, as you can see, this is where the fun comes in. We start drawing your little lines in. I haven't done them all, I just started on the big one and I thought, oh, I might as well bring you in for this. If you go out of shot, I'm sorry. Okay, so this is where, you know, this is up to you, this type of bit where you want to add your lines in and stuff like that for your leaves and stuff. I'll slowly then start to show you how, you know, we start to tool it in then, and you can see the pattern is, I'm starting to bring it to life a bit. Okay, where are we? Okay, there's no sort of hard and fast rule for this, or, you know, this is, I suppose, where you think they should be going. I find when I'm doing these leaves, I prefer to just, I mean, you could sort of draw the line in, if you know what I mean, like how I did with the tracing paper when you're drawing them, but I find these lines, I prefer to put these in after, like as I'm doing. That's what works for me anyway, with my way of tooling. And then what I'll do then after is, when I've tooled them all in, I'll go in and put a few more little lines and stuff like that. Like on these little bits I'll start to add now, just to bring these little stalks to life a bit. Where are we? Where are you? Where are we? You're there, ain't you? Right, I'll just start working on, I have to bring you out a bit until I can find where I'm at. There's the 3. What was we going to work on? I could do them, I suppose. Okay, I'll start doing these little stalks now, putting like the little, I'll bring these to life a little bit. Oh, you ain't going to be able to see, are you? It's a nightmare. I think I'm going to change you back round again. I'll change you back round again. Okay, right, where we at? We're here. Right, like I said, I'll start doing little bits just to slowly start to bring a few of these little stalks, give them a bit of a little bit of life. And as you can see, I hope you can slowly see that I'm, where are we? Here, okay, so there's quite a few here, stalks. So let's see if I can. Oh, balls. Okay, yeah, right. I'll start to. What we'll do in a minute is we'll start to bevel and bring the pattern up off the leather. We'll carve. We'll bring them two together. We'll put another a bit in here. Okay. As you can see, I hope we're starting to, you know, I mean I don't know whether there's a specific place really I could recommend you to start from. I always start with the beveling first. I mean, this little bit what I'm doing here doesn't really, but I always start with the beveling first. And oh, sorry. Putting dots and creating little like triangles here to get this kind of effect that I want. You can see that the stalks are starting to pop out a little bit. We'll just carve that in a little bit more. That we'll bring him round a little bit more, even though it was a stamp, we can still, you know, carve it in. Okay, what I'll do now is we'll bevel these in, and then I'll use a little tool which gives very, very faint like striations, like little lines. It's not going to do it, is it? Oh, bleeder. Come on. There we are. See them? Very, very faint lines. But we'll bevel them in first. Right, what we want for that is... I just know what I want, but you know, a lot of people know the names of these. Like, this is a B803, right? I just know what I want. So, okay, we'll start. We'll start with this. We'll start beveling this in. Okay. We'll do this one, the big one first, so maybe you can see it. Right, it's going to be hard for me without constantly trying to keep it in camera, but okay. What I'm doing here basically, I hope you can see this, I'm walking the tool along the line that I've carved, trying to keep even pressure. So you've got a nice even bevel, and what it will do then is it will bring this out. This is where getting the consistency of the leather. I don't know whether you'd be better off. Yeah, you would. You'd be the better angle with this, because Yeah, because the tool's in this hand more than that hand. Yes, okay, I'll bring you round. Okay guys, so as I was saying, you'll probably be able to see a little bit better this way, I hope. I think the hammer's going to get in the way. I think no matter which way I go about this, I'm going to get in the way. To be honest, I just cannot find the right angle to show you with this stuff. Apart from doing it like that, and then I'm not really can you see that? There we go. I'm doing it arse backwards on myself. Excuse me. Okay, so what I've basically done then, you see how that's beveled in and it's brought it down and up, and what we'll do then is I'm going to add a bit more water to this, just a light amount, so it doesn't take so long to dry, just faintly, give it a couple of seconds. Okay, I'll have to cut that out, you know, this waiting. Okay, and then we'll take this tool and I'll gently pull it across. Now you probably won't be able to see that. There we are. See the very, very faint lines, and it gives you your veins then of when I put my antique, when I start antiquing it, they'll show up a little bit more. It'll give him his veins then on the vein running up through the leaf. So what I'm going to do now, because I ain't going to bring you through, you know, each one of these, I'm going to start doing these. I'll do all these veins now and repeat the procedure on each leaf, and then I'll start tooling some of the edges in. It's just like beveling, just like that, but all around everything. Then I've got to depress all this in, then add some little bits in here and there, but I'll bring you back from that because the time's pushing on, and I suppose I'll do all these leaves and stuff, and I'll probably leave it there then. I'll dampen it, I'll stick it in a bag to keep it all nice and moist so it doesn't real dry out, and then I'll leave it till tomorrow. Okay? Bye for now guys, I'll put this up as part 1. Bye for now, Lee. Hi guys, there ain't that many more minutes left, so before I knew I'd end up pottering just a little bit more. So I'm going to do this last little bit while I'm here, and then I'll put it up, and what I'm doing, as you can see, is I'm just trying to bring some depth and dimension to these leaves. Now to do this, I should have really showed you with the bigger leaf because there was a bit more to it, but there we are. Where are we? We're here. So for me to do this, I'll take the beveler 803. And what we're going to be doing is we're here. What we're going to do is we're just going to gently rocking out with the tool and then gently sort of come off the tool, so it's deep at the, it's hard for me to explain this, and it's also hard for me to do it like this without being able to. Okay. Okay. I hope you're still in frame. You are. Gently towards the end, because I don't want it so deep there, and then a bit harder towards that end, which will give you that in and out motion. I hope you can probably see that, I think. And then we want to rock this up. Now you don't have to draw a line in to do this. You can just do this without any lines at all. And sometimes that's a nice way of doing it too. Okay. Okay, I hope you can see now it's starting to come to life a little bit. I'm off it again with them arms. Right, we do a couple of these, try and get this in, then I'll call it a day. I'm shattered. And then it's on to the knife stuff. Bring you right out a minute so I don't keep losing you. Okay, so nearly we've got these to do. Nice and gentle. See, I think some of the videos you see on these, it's alright watching them, but I don't think they explain how hard you're hitting it and stuff. How hard they're hitting it and stuff like that sometimes, and I understand why it's a hard thing to sort of explain without somebody feeling it and having a go, but I'm trying to sort of get to tell you, like, you know, hitting it harder here, and then, you know, so I'm just crisping this up. I'm gonna have to switch that a minute. Harder here and then a bit lighter to the end, which gives you a nicer effect, I think. Stuff like that you can't really learn out of books. It's something you must just do. It also, if you've noticed, it gives a darker and lighter impression. I hope you can see that it's starting slowly to come to life, Bri. I hope you can see. You know, you're going to lose some of this tooling when I put the belt loop on, but it doesn't matter. It'll still be there underneath, and you know, that's one of the reasons why I didn't do all up here. There's no need, you can't see it. So right, so I'm going to call it a day there. I'd like to get this up for him to see this. It's going to be quite long, I assume. Why I'm doing it up here, I don't know, because you can hardly see it. It's just habit, I suppose, to get everything right. Okay, then it's about, see if we can get you in a bit more, so you can sort of see what we've done. Then it's about beveling all the edges, mostly with a 936, and there's a few little triangle ones I use, and I tend to use this A106 quarter bit backgrounders. Okay guys, bye for now. Lee. Okay.